Vasudevaya Narayan Namaskritya Haram Chayam Narotam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiriya Nashitayi Yogadreshu Nityam Bhagavatasya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishiki. So continuing with the discussion on Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter by Srila Vrindavan Thakur, chapter 8, the disappearance of Jagannath Mishra. Adikhanda, chapter 8, text 89. আমি তোর দাস প্রভু ইয়তে আমার রাখিবা আপনে তুমি সকল তোমার. O my Lord, I am your servant. Everything I possess belongs to you, so please preserve it. So Jagannath Mishra is praying to the Lord. अतएव यत आचे विघ्न वाशंकर ना सुख प्रभु मोर पुत्रेर निकट. Therefore, do not allow any obstacle or danger disturb my son. He wanted just praying to the Lord to give full protection to his son. Didn't know that his son was the Supreme Lord himself. यही मत निरवधि मिश जगन्नाथ एक चित्ते भर मागे तुली दुई हाथ. In this way, with folded hands and fixed concentration, Jagannath Mishra constantly begged for the Lord's mercy. दैवे एक दिन स्वप्न देखी मिश्र वार हरि से विषाद बारा अंतर. Then one day Jagannath Mishra unexpectedly had a dream that filled his heart simultaneously with happiness and lamentation. स्वप्न देखी स्तव पढ़ी दंडवत करे हे गोविंद निमाई राहो कमोर घारे. After the dream, he offered his obeisances and prayed, O Lord Govinda, let Nimai stay at home. Because he saw Nimai had taken sannyas and he would leave. Savai var Krishna magi toratan grehastha hayya kare rahuka Nimai. O Krishna, this is the only benediction that I ask of you. Let Nimai stay at home as a householder. Shachi jigyasa vada hayya vismita ei sakal vada kene maga chambita. Astonished, Sati inquired, why are you suddenly asking for these benedictions? Misha bole aji hui dekhi lo sopan, nimai kare ache yena shikara mundan. Jagannath Misha replied, today I dreamt that Nimai had shaved his head. The Ekdandi sannyasis burn their sacred threads in the sacrificial fire and shave off their shikhas. This was the practice at the time of those sannyasis, who imitated the Buddhist monks. Vedic sannyasis, however, have always accepted the three danda and kept their shikhas. Although the Ekdandi sannyasis follow Buddhist tradition by giving up their shikha and sacred thread, they still generally call themselves Vedic sannyasis. There is no necessity for Paramhansas to wear saffron cloth and keep their shikhas and sacred thread, but Kutichak sannyasis are prohibited from accepting the dress of Paramhansas. During the manifest pastimes of Sriman Mahaprabhu, the Ekdandi sannyasis who followed Shankaracharya were prominent in North India. The ordinary people of that time accepted that shaving one's shikha was a symptom of the sannyas order. So as a brahmachari, boys have to have shikha. But now Ekdandi sannyasis or followers of Shankaracharya, they would take Ekdanda sannyas. Ekdanda means they are one with the Lord. So they shave off their shikha and burn their sacred thread, Janayo. That's it done. We are one with the Lord. Now we don't need all these things. And they followed Buddhist monks. But Vedic sannyasis or Vaishnava sannyasis, they accept three danda, three sticks, uh, meaning that I'm I'm surrendered to the Lord, or I'll serve the Lord throughout my life in my body, mind, and words. And they keep their shikha. They won't shave it off. But since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to take sannyas from in Shankar Sampradaya. So this is what Jagannath Mishra saw in his dream, that he had shaved off his shikha. And shaved off shikha means he's going to take sannyas and leave home. Now even sannyas ashram also, there are categories starting from Kutichak, Bahudak, Parivrajkacharya, and Paramhansa. So Kutichak means the sannyasi, because he's not trained yet to be completely dependent on the Lord, surrendered, fully surrendered. So he would leave home, but he would make a hut outside the village, and he would come to his village to do to ask for bhiksha for madhukari. So then he gets now more faith is developed, because then he understands Krishna will take care of me. So then he becomes Bahudak, means he makes his hut a little bit more outside, then he goes to different villages for Madhukari. And then he develops more faith, because the responsibility of a sannyasi is to go out and preach. So then he becomes a Parivrajkacharya. Then he goes out and preaches. And then he eats wherever he can, wherever he gets. And understands Krishna really takes care. Afterwards he becomes Paramhansa. Means now he is fully surrendered. But beyond Paramhansa is also Babaji, Babaji Vesh. Babaji, they don't need to wear, or they don't wear saffron clothes. They can wear white. They wear white. But now they're fully surrendered and fully dedicated in their serving Krishna, whether service by preaching or by writing books or whatever they want to do. So the idea is this surrender also, even in the sannyasa ashram, surrender develops slowly, slowly. So Babaji Vesh, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, although he was a greyster, but he took Babaji Vesh. He was given Babaji Vesh. That you are real Babaji. He didn't go through sannyas ashram, but he was given Babaji. So that's really amazing. अद्भुत सन्यासी वेश कहने न जाए हासे नाचे कांदे कृष्ण बाली सर्वदा. I'm unable to describe how wonderfully he looked dressed as a sannyasi. He laughed, danced, and cried while constantly chanting the name of Krishna. Advaitacharya adi yat bhakta gan nimai vediya sabe karena kirtan. Headed by Advaitacharya, the devotees performed kirtan as a circumambulated nimai. Kakano nimai vaishe Vishnu rakhataya charan tuliya deya sabare mataya. The next moment, I saw Nimai sitting on Vishnu's simhasan and placing his feet on the heads of the devotees. by Mahaprabhu's mercy, Jagannath Mishra saw everything in his dreams. Chaturmukha Panchamukha Sahasravadana Savai Gayana Jai Shri Satinandana Brahma Shiva Anand Shesha. Everyone chanted Jai Satinandana. The word Chaturmukha refers to Lord Brahma, word Panchamukha refers to Lord Shiva, and word Sahasravadan refers to Shri Shesha or Ananta. Mahanande Chaturdike Sabe Stutikare Dekhiya Mahad Bhai Vake Nahi Sure. As I watched devotees in all directions offering prayers with great ecstasy, I became speechless out of fear. Pratakshane Dekhi Koti Koti Lokalaya Nimai Bulen Prati Nagare Nachiya. Shortly thereafter, I saw Nimai dancing through the streets of Navadvip, surrounded by millions of people. लाख कोटि लोक निमाय पाछे धाया ब्रह्मांड स्पर्शीय सबे हरि ध्वनि गाया. As those innumerable people followed Nimai, the sound of the chanting the names of Hari pierced the coverings of the universe. चतुर्दिके शून्य मात्र निमाहि स्तुति नीला चले जाए सर्व भक्तेर संहाति. The only sound I heard was the prayers that were being offered to Nimai from all sides as they traveled on the path to Nilachal. So he saw that Nimai is going to go to Nilachal or Jagannath Puri. यही स्वप्न देखी चिंता पाया सर्वथाय विरक्त हैया पाछे पुत्र बाहिराय. After seeing this dream, I became filled with anxiety that Nimai will leave home and take sannyas. शची बोले स्वप्न तुम्ही देखी लगो साई चिंता न करिया घरे रही बे निमाई. Shachi then said, although you had such a dream, don't worry, Nimai will certainly do. कुंठी छाड़ी निमाई न जाने कौन कर्म विद्या रस तार हई याचे सर्व धर्म. He's not interested in anything other than his studies, as if that has become his life and soul. यही मत परम उदार दुई जान नाना कथा कहे पुत्र स्नेहरे कारण. In this way, the most exalted couple discussed various topics out of affection for their son. Hinamate katadin kaki mishravara antarbhana haila nitya shuddha kaleva. After passing some days like this, Jagannath Mishra, whose body is eternally pure, departed from this world. The body of Jagannath Mishra is neither a product of the three modes of material nature, nor is it temporary. He is transcendental to the modes of nature, non-different from Vasudeva, the personification of pure goodness. So body is eternally pure. That's what they say about Jagannath Mishra. Of course, he is father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Gaur Chandra eternally appears in his heart. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam as follows: Satvam Visuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. I am always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always pure consciousness, in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. Considering the bodies of Jagannath Mishra and Sachidevi as products of material nature, like their own bodies, foolish materialists also dare to consider the Sachidanand body of the Son, the Supreme Lord Shri Gaur Sundar, to be an object of material enjoyment, like that of an ordinary conditioned soul. So their bodies are completely Sachidanand Vigraha. The bodies of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas are certainly not material, rather they are completely spiritual. They are not forced to undergo birth and death like conditioned souls. They eternally exist before, during, and after the material creation. So they don't change their bodies. We do, as materially conditioned souls. In Padma Puran, it is stated, just as Bharat and Lakshman, the son of Sumitra, and just as Sankarshan and other forms of the Supreme Lord, appear in this world by their own desire, similarly the Vaishnavas, who are associates of the Lord, appear with the Lord and then return to the eternal abode with the Lord. The Vaishnavas, like Vishnu, are not subjected to birth as a result of fruitive activities. So similarly, the Vaishnavas, who are associates of the Lord. So even so, as we had studied, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, so before his appearance, he asked Vaikuntavasis or from his own associates to appear in Navadvip or in that area to help him in his pastimes. So similarly came Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. So the devotees here the Vaishnavas who are associates of the Lord, they go back with the Lord, help him in his pastimes and go back with the Lord. So then they're called Nitya Siddhas. They're not Vishnu Tattvas, they're Nitya Siddhas, they're Jeev Tattva, but Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated. Now we in the material, we are Nitya Baddhas, eternally entangled, eternally bound. So the whole idea of Lord appearing and performing his pastimes, I mean, one is, yes, he also finds pleasure because some of these, or many of these pastimes, he does not perform in the spiritual world, which he performs in the material world. And another reason is to give a chance to the conditioned souls, Nitya Baddha, Jivas, to get attracted by those pastimes, to get attracted um, by the instructions of the Lord, and start working on their path back home, back to Godhead. So then the devotees who purify or perfect their lives, then they slowly are getting from Nitya Baddhas to Nitya Muktas, eternally entangled to eternally liberated. Now, somebody can ask, if we are eternally entangled, how do we become eternally liberated? Eternal, no beginning, no end. Well, we are eternally entangled in the material world in the sense that we are here maybe since the beginning of creation of this universe, maybe two, three more universes from the beginning of creation. But from our perspective, it's such a long time, such a long time. Sounds like eternally. Eternally we are here, forever we are. With no hope of going back. But from Krishna's perspective, just like we studied from Mahavishnu, when he exhales, all the universes come out of his body. When he inhales, all the universes go back, means the destruction happens and everything's finished. And then he exhales again and all the universes. So for Mahavishnu, it's a matter of one breath for the whole universe, which according to Brahma's 100 years, and according to our calculation, it's 311 trillion 40 billion years. That's eternally for us. But for Mahavishnu, it's just one breath. And from Golok Vrindavan time frame, it's just one blink of eye and many breaths of Mahavishnu takes place. So just blink of eye. So we could be away from Krishna from Golok Vrindavan perspective, maybe one or two blinks of his eyes. That's it. But we are stuck here. It just sounds like forever. And going through all sorts of miseries. The life here, material life, is not really enjoyable actually. It's full of miseries. But Maya is so strong. It's obviously Krishna's energy is so strong. We think we are happy here, or we try to make adjustments to be happy or reduce our sufferings, reduce our miseries. We try to make adjustments. And even though we are suffering, we don't want to get out. That's even more bewildering. We're suffering. Everybody is suffering. But we still don't want to get out. We don't want to uh, work. It's, yeah, there is some endeavor required to develop love for Krishna. But and we don't want to do that. And and there is more endeavor, more efforts are required to remain in the material world. Even though we say, oh, okay, I'll make money and I'll live comfortably, not happily, but comfortably. But still, it's material world. It's a place full of misery. But we put in lots of efforts to make money, to protect our things, protect our relationships. So much of time we spend just to stay here. All we have to do, spend little time in doing bhakti, and then we get eligible to go back home, back to content, get out of here. So this is our illusion. We think we just belong here and we have to remain here, even though we have some. Mishrer Vijay Prabhu Kandila Vistara Dasharatha Vijay Rahin Raghuvara. After his departure, the Lord cried profusely, just as Ramchandra cried after the departure of Maharaj Dasharatha. So Jagannath Mishra left his, I won't say left his body, but materially, yes, just for us, he left his body. And after he left, Nimai cried profusely due to separation. Durnivar Shri Gaur Chandrera Karshana Dev Raksha Hila Rajivan. But the Shachi survived simply due to her irresistible attraction for Shri Gaur Chandra. दुख बढ़ई सकल विस्तार करी ते दुख हया तेव कहिलु संक्षेप. Elaborating on these topics is too painful. Therefore, I have given only a brief description. Hena mate janani sange gaurahari ache nani gura rupe apana samvari. In this way, Shri Gaurhari and his mother controlled their grief as they lived together in seclusion. पितृहीन बालक देखिया शशि आई सही पुत्र सेवा बाई आर कार्य नाई. Shashi Devi engaged fully in the service of a fatherless son with no interest in any other activity. दंडे के बाद देखे यदि आई गौर चंद्र मूर्छा पाए आई दुई चक्के आया अंधा. If she did not see God Chandra for a danda, just for a little 24 minutes, dande or one danda, she would faint and become blinded because if she didn't see Nimar. प्रभु मायरे प्रीति करे निरंतर प्रभु देन ताने बलि आशा आश्वास उत्तर. The Lord also constantly displayed affection and pacified his mother with pleasing words. शुनु माता मने किछु न चिनी चिंती हा तुमी शकल तुम्हार आचे यदि आची हाँ. He would say, "Oh mother, don't be grieved. As long as I'm with you, you have everything. ब्रह्म महेश्वर दुर्लभ लोके बोले कहा हमें तुम्हारे अनिया दी मुहे. I will readily bring you that which people consider rare for even Brahma and Shiva." शचियो देखिते गौर चंद्रेर श्री मुख देह स्मृति मात्र नाही ठाकी की से दुख. What to speak of her distress, Mother Shachi even forgot her own self upon seeing the beautiful face of Sri Gaurchandra. And it was very painful for Shachi Mata. First, Vishwaroop left, and then her husband left. And the only person left with her was Nimai. So she would just look at Nimai's beautiful face and forget everything, forget all the miseries. Jara Smriti Matra Purna Hai Sarva Kam Se Prabhu Jahar Putra Rupe Vidyaman. He whose remembrance fulfills the desires of all was personally present in the form of her son. ताहार के मथे दुख रही बेशरीर आनंद स्वरूप कहिले न जननी रे. Therefore, how could she remain miserable? Rather, Shachi Devi soon recovered her blissful nature. हेन मते नवद्वीपे विप्र शिशु रूपे आचेन वैकुंठ नाम स्वानुभव सुखे. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha relished ecstasy as a Brahman child in Navadvip. So now he is with his mother and and continuing his studies. So he is happy. So I guess we can stop here. See if anybody has any questions upon.
Thank you, Babaji. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Maharaj.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri